Hi there, welcome back to Mieloro's channel. So good to see you guys again. I have been super busy the last few days, focused around putting together a campaign for a new collection that I'm launching, and I thought it would actually be really a great topic to share and talk a little bit about what goes on in the back end when I am putting together some of these campaigns. And before we get started, I did just want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Rosa. I am the founder of Miel Oro, and Miel Oro is a fine jewelry company based out of downtown LA. We're a Latina-owned business focused around providing styles that are classic, timeless, and of course that are made of fine quality materials. So as I mentioned, for this video, I wanted to share a little bit more around what goes on the back end from like strategy planning and so forth when working on a campaign. So if you want to find that out and learn more about that, then make sure to keep watching. Okay, so I thought it would be helpful to kind of start at the beginning in terms of what goes on as I'm putting together a campaign for Miel Oro. This will be my third, like, more professional, I guess, campaign for Miel Oro, and they're always so much fun because I feel like this is really where your vision comes to life, and it does take a lot of work on the back end, but it's extremely exciting, fun, and gratifying as well. And to give you guys a little bit of context, so when I started Miel Oro, I was shooting a lot of the stuff, of course, but also I was the model for a lot of stuff, and I still do, of course, some of the stuff for my website. And yes, actually, I should make a note that this is in regards to more like website, more like product-oriented photos. I do use some of this, of course, for social media, but a large part of this goes more onto like the product, more, I guess, professional style type of pictures for a launch or website branding and so forth. So when I first started, of course, I was really trying to like strap down and kind of do as much as I possibly could myself. So I would actually have my fiance take a lot of the pictures for me. And the great thing about that is at the time that we were actually living in a beautiful loft in downtown. So it actually just presented like a really great backdrop for some of these pictures. And then I sometimes would shoot some of my friends as well and like have them model some of my pieces. So that's sort of where it started. And as of course I kept spending more time on Miel Oro, I wanted to put together more high production pictures and bring in professional talent, both on the photographer side and also on the model side. So this will be my third more professional, I guess, campaign where I am hiring talent and all that stuff. So that is sort of where I'm starting from. And to break it down, I guess there's three major steps that go into planning and really putting together a campaign, for me at least. And you know, no one has taught me how to do this. I've kind of figured this out as I've gone. So this is really my experience and from a Miel Oro standpoint. So to start things off, the biggest step for me in step one really is understanding the goal for this campaign. And for this specific one, I am launching a new collection. So I want to get some of these new pieces photographed and most importantly, get them put on somebody so that we can actually show what the pieces will look like. And obviously with jewelry, it's incredibly delicate and the details are so small and intricate and really detail oriented, as mentioned. So because of that, it definitely can be it's something that you have to really consider as in terms of like how you're staging, how you're dressing, how your even your talent looks like and whatnot. So step one is really understanding the goal. So for this campaign specifically, it's new pieces for a new collection. And then secondly, I'm actually doing a bit of a branding website update, I guess you could say. So I want to capture images that are going to be both for product photos. So the images, and I'll insert something here for the type of image that I'm looking for. And then I also want to get an update around more of the branding message. So things like my hero image, some of the, I guess, value propositions throughout the website that I point out, and then also translating that, of course, to social media as well. So that is the goal for this specific campaign. For this particular campaign, the second step has been to find talent. and find one that's aligned with more of that branding message that I'm looking to change my website and really more around my mission in general. And to shed a little bit of light without giving everything away yet, I really want to focus around, fine jewelry being that component for people of all backgrounds and diversities, to be able to tell their story, to celebrate their identity, and be able to empower those individuals. I think that particularly from my experience being a Latina, jewelry has always been a big part of celebrating my culture, but also being able to express my style and express my personality through this. So I definitely want to capture that and be able to showcase that a lot more through some of the imagery that I have on my website. So that is what I'm working with. So now as I'm casting, and for this specific project, I actually went through a website called New Book, which actually allows you to search for various talent and various models, looks, etc. You can take a look at like their images that are more editorial in their previous campaigns, and then be also be able to have insight to their like Instagram images and more, I guess, natural type of images. So this has been a really great tool that I've used for this will be the second campaign I'm using this for. And it's just a great way to connect with a few different individuals and be able to also filter out and like understand the look that you're going for and be able to translate it onto the website. So from there, the other component, of course, is working with a talented photographer. So for this shoot, I will actually be partnering again with one of my friends who is an outstanding videographer, and I actually had a chance to work with him on a previous campaign, and I'll insert some images here. But he's a good friend, and I'm so excited to work with him again because he's extremely talented and just can work really well with directing the talent and the model, but also be able to understand things like lighting and really understand what I'm getting, what I'm communicating, to him in terms of my vision and what I'm hoping to capture. So those are really key elements on that front. Now, the third one is a little bit more logistics and strategy, if I'm kind of breaking it down via themes. And that is, of course, starting off with the studio and the space that you'll be shooting in. That I will be shooting in. And for this specific campaign, I'm actually going to be using a new studio that I've never used before, which is located downtown. They're called FD Studio. A friend recommended it to me, so I'm excited to check that out. Previously, I've used studios through Peerspace, so that's also another great way to access to search and access various different types of studios. Typically, you can also rent them by the hour, so it makes it a lot more budget friendly, especially for a small business like myself. It's important to keep those things in mind and really work with a budget that I've allocated to this. So that is, again, more on the logistical side of things. And on the strategy side of things, which is what I'll be working on in the next few days, is I've already started, of course, with an idea in terms of what I want the images to look like, but I definitely will put that down in two formats for the most part. So one being like a mood board and really putting together images of what I'm hoping to capture and the styles that I'm hoping to capture, the colors that I'm hoping to capture, and so forth. And that is really fun. So I absolutely enjoy doing that and just finding inspiration. Usually I use something like Pinterest to find a lot of this inspiration, put it all together so that then I can have this like mood board. And then the second part that goes into that is actually I will build out an Excel list and specifically write out the items. So if, for example, I'm shooting a new ring, then I'll write out the ring, the type of shots that I need for each one. And then I will also include whether or not it's something that I will be shooting on as a standalone or more in like a stylized type of picture. And then after that, I will also break out on the same Excel sheet, like the type of images that I want. So for this campaign, it's mostly focused around like product photography. But I also want to capture some lifestyle stuff. So I definitely will include the pieces that will be part of that like lifestyle type of shoot, so that on the day of I'm prepared and, I'm not kind of scattering, trying to basically freaking out trying to put together these looks and trying to decide what will take place over another piece of jewelry. And then the last part of the more strategy side, I guess you could call it, is the clothing styling, and that is also an incredibly fun part for me. For a lot of my images up to this point, of course, it's been super neutral colored type of clothing, polished clothing, clean clothing, a lot of silks. I absolutely love blazers too in some of these images, so I will probably be having another blazer be part of this. And I'm actually wearing one right now. But I actually think that they photograph really, really well and super clean and minimal. And they just are accenting the jewelry. And as I mentioned previously, with jewelry, it's so delicate and so intricate and so detailed that it's important to make sure that you're not like overstating some of the clothing that they're wearing. So those are generally things that I will keep in mind. So I do like to use some texture every so often, but just keeping it super minimal so that you're not overshadowing the jewelry, because jewelry is extremely difficult to shoot and also to be able to capture some of the beauty there. But those are, I would say that is generally what my process looks like as I'm putting together these campaigns. And obviously they are an investment, so it's important for me to be very strategic and very thoughtful about the campaigns that I'm working on and putting together. So I wanted to share that with you guys and talk a little bit about what goes on the back end, particularly from a small business standpoint. Of course, corporations and bigger organizations have teams that do a lot of this stuff and that, allocate months sometimes to getting approvals and collecting data and all this stuff on some of this. But I want to share from, a solopreneur and, building my own company and really kind of figuring out these processes. That is what the campaign process looks like for now. Of course, this will be changing as I continue to grow and evolve as a company and as an entrepreneur. And then I will also make sure to actually get some more like vlog style content, while I don't know why I did the parentheses, but I will make sure to get some vlog style content while I am shooting for this. So I will be traveling back to LA, which is where I'm from. So I will be putting together like the looks and putting together the pieces and all that good stuff while I'm in LA. And then I'm spending a couple of days while I'm there also picking up some of my pieces that are being manufactured right now, and crossing my fingers that everything from a timeline perspective will work out, because I'm kind of betting on the fact that these pieces will be completed prior to shooting them, and they should be. Knock on wood. But I will make sure to film some of that so you guys can see more like behind the scenes, I guess, and be able to show you guys what the process looks like. It is going to be incredibly busy, so I will definitely try to remember to make some time for this as well. So that is all I wanted to share on this specific topic, and please let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything in particular. I'd love to hear maybe what is most surprising about this process for you, but definitely feel free to share that in the comments below. And as mentioned in my previous video, I am on the goal to reach 500 subscribers, because I want to get that camera. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically my fiance and I made like a little bet that once I get to 500 subscribers, I can go ahead and purchase a camera for YouTube specifically, since right now I am filming on my iPhone. But just make sure to subscribe and like this video. That definitely helps me also understand what type of content you are interested in and works for you. So enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.